Can't blame it.
In talking to James, he used the I word, identity, that we've discussed many times. Didn't have one. Do you guys have one, or is it gone somewhere?
Who you said what now?
James Harden mentioned that you guys didn't have an identity. You guys have had one. Where is it?
Well, can we start with this? Identity
Yes.
is, we can shut the door first. Dante, can you shut that door, please, sir? So identity, for us, it's got to be toughness, which means physicality, mentally and physical toughness. A high-powered offense. We can score a lot of different ways. And we got to have a defensive mindset. And so right now, do we have an identity? I think, yeah, we're soft. That could be an identity, if you want to call it that. Like, we got to be tougher, like mentally and physically. But we do have an identity. When we were 26-5, we had a great identity. So you can't pick and choose when you want to lead. You can't pick and choose when you want to have identity. You can't pick and choose when you want to do things the right way. And so just do the right things every night, and everything else will fall in order. And so, yes, we do have an identity. We got to get back to that, because we've had it. But when you lose games, it's easy to go the other way, and we're not going to do that. And I'm not going to let our team do that. And I'm tough-minded, and so I've been through everything, and so are these guys. And so the only way we're going to get out of it is playing hard for 48 minutes, doing things right every single night, every single possession. Not 2 out of 5, not 2 out of 6, not every time. Just do the right thing, and you will be able to get out of this rut, And so, yeah, we have an identity, but right now our identity has been shaken because we're not winning. We're not doing things the right way consistently, and so when you don't do that, you're going to lose. You're going to lose games you should probably win or you think you should win, and you're not going to play as good as you think you should play. And so I thought the first quarter, I thought we were great. I thought we really did some good things on both sides of the basketball. And then can we sustain it? Can we do it for 48 minutes and not just one quarter or 2 quarters or 2.5 quarters? Can you sustain it every night? And that's got to be our mindset.
James also mentioned that this is the first time in his career he's been part of a team that this late into his season there really isn't an identity. Building off that, is this the first time you've seen this late in the season a group of players have said there is no identity to your team?
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. I just answered the question for you.
But does it frustrate you when you hear the guys say that?
It don't frustrate me. It's frustrating to watch too. As much as they talk about the play, and it's frustrating to watch at times. Like I said, and we're better than that, and we've shown that. And so, we just gotta do our job. 1 through 15, and the coaches, we all just gotta do our jobs. Do your job, what we ask you to do, and once you don't do that, then we can adjust. Or when you do that, and it doesn't work, we can adjust. And so we definitely have an identity, but I'm tired of hearing that word. So just keep talking with the players. I have an identity, and I know what the identity of our team is.
Coach, you've been talking about 48 minutes. Like you said, the first quarter you guys are solid. Then you see a lot of uninspired basketball. As a coach, how do you get that out of your players just to play with more energy and to do the things that you're looking for?
Like I said, we show it on film, every day. We go over it. We talk about it all the time. And so you just got to actually do it. You can't get bored with the process. And, you just got to do it. Just do your job. Whatever it is that we ask you to do, let's do it. It's only a couple people that's won a championship and know what it looks like. And so when you do things the right way, like I said, you still could lose and get beat, but at least you're doing it right. And so it's just hard to lose when you're not doing it right consistently for 48 minutes. And that's the hard part. That's the thing we got to get back to doing.
So you mentioned that you were going to do some things that you probably wasn't really trying to do. I saw that backup centers didn't play at all, Daniel and Mason. Were you trying to go for there? How do you feel like the team executed? Do you think that that's something that's sustainable?
Just want to take a look at PJ at the backup 5 playing small to see how it looked. We really haven't had an opportunity to do that, since Russ has been out. I just wanted to take a look at it. And I thought we did some good things early on, and just something I wanted to see, going forward. And it wasn't that bad, so we just got to continue to keep working on it.
Ty, what did you think of how Russ looked tonight?
I thought Russ looked good. I thought he had some pop. I thought he pushed the pace. I thought he got downhill, got to the basket, and then, bringing what he brings every night is that energy. So I thought he was really good, and something for us to build on, going forward.
You told us confidently that when the trade happened, it's not going to take you long to figure this out. You're going to figure it out. How do you feel about now trying to figure out whatever is ailing this team and trying to get it back to where it was?
I feel good. Yeah, I feel good about it. Like I said, it's things that we worked on that we've been doing. And like I said, in the first quarter, we made a conscious effort of doing those things. And I got to look at the rest of the game. But we made improvements, especially in that first quarter. And it's just, it's about, we always talk about sacrifice. But I just told the guys, I'm getting rid of that word, like you guys say, effort. I'm getting rid of the sacrifice and call it investment, like investing in the team, investing in what we need to do to win games. And so it's not going to be about you. It's not going to be about how you do. It's about what the team does. And so instead of saying sacrifice, investing.
And Coach, you guys are 1-9 against teams with winning records since the All-Star break. But I think what stands out to me more is the teams that have came in here and the way they've handled you guys. You look at Minnesota and Edwards. You look at last night with Maxey, and you look at what Atlanta did. It just seems like when these teams go on these runs and they hit you guys with them, you guys don't fight back. But it just seems like you guys aren't embracing or accepting the challenge. And I think that goes back to the mental toughness that you talked about against Minnesota when they came in here about 2 weeks ago. Do you feel like sometimes that your guys, when they get hit first, they kind of hang their heads and the fight's just gone once these teams get up big, like you kind of saw tonight?
No, we definitely got to respond. It's been, games this year we won, we've been down big and come back and fight and scrap to get back in the game. And so it just seemed like when you're going through a tough time, a tough stretch, it seemed like one thing just snowballs. It's hard to stop, at times when you're going through tough times, but we got to get tougher. Like when stuff gets hard, we got to get harder, and so there's no excuses, we just got to play better, got to play harder. And like I said, we've shown that, when times are tough, we can galvanize our guys and get back to being positive on the floor. And so I wouldn't say that's for every game, but it has as of late, it has been tough for us.
Two more. Coach, in each of your losses this one, PG's overall plus minus has been a huge factor. Tonight he was -5. What more do you need out of PG to turn this thing around?
The last 6-7 games, like PG's been back to PG that we've known, and by taking the ball out of his hands early on this season, because we put it in James, so he wouldn't have to take the pound and the run and pick and roll every possession until the last 20 games of the season. He's been really good, and so just like Kawhi and PG taking the challenge of guarding the best players, every night now that we're getting closer to the playoffs. And we just need that defensive activity. We can score the basketball.
So when we were in Indy, James hit 8 threes by himself. The whole team hit 6. James only attempted 1. And James has been talking about a shoulder. We've been talking about that for a month. What do you see that's up with James in terms of his physical ability to even play right now, as well as why he's not being more aggressive, looking for the shots that we saw him hit for 3 months?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to talk to him about his shoulder. Once James, he always tries to play through whatever he's going through, and so that's something you got to ask him. I'm not quite sure how he's feeling.
As far as the team goes, you haven't had a game all year where you attempted fewer threes than tonight. Like, what were they doing that took that away from you?
Well, we wasn't attacking the paint, getting to the basket. We know they're I think 30th in the league in paint attacks. They're 30th in the league in rim attacks, and talked about and showed it before the game, the stats and what we need to do to be successful. And we just we didn't do that tonight. We didn't get there, and so when you're not getting to the paint, you don't really generate threes, normally. And so we didn't attack the basket in the fashion that we needed to, and that's what allowed us to take 23. They almost made more threes than we took. So that's what happens when you don't attack the basket.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Let's get ready for Hoop Jab.